Hello everyone, how are you? Hopefully everyone is doing fine in this today. Hopefully we are all doing well. Today we are going to learn how to do what's called the soft moss stitch. I am taking what we've learned from previous videos that I've done, and I'm going to teach you now how to combine some of those stitches in order to make a pattern. Okay. Today I'm using Peaches and Cream 100% cotton yarn. It is a size 4. It recommends that you use a size, I believe that says H. See if I can get it to, yeah, H. But you can use any size hook that you want to use. It doesn't matter, okay? I'm also using a US H8 5mm hook today, okay? Because I think that that is one of the nicer and easier kind of in the middle hooks that you can use for this particular stitch or any stitch with this particular yarn, okay? So I'm going to pull out several bits of yarn here, a length anyway, and then I'm going to start. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do in order to start the stitch, or any stitch for that matter, is the slip knot. So I'm going to make a slip knot by basically folding over my yarn that's attached to the skein here, and then the tail. So I'm going to fold that part over the tail. This is my favorite way of doing things. And then I hold that with my third finger and hold the yarn itself with my index finger, my middle finger. I'll take my needle and I will insert it into the loop that I've created, yarn over, and I will pull up a loop through that loop. Okay? Then I just stick my finger here to hold it on to the yarn, the needle, and then I pull the tail tight. Okay? And then I tighten it up. Okay, so I am going to use or do a chain of 11, because with this particular stitch you do a multiples of 2, which means this chains. Okay, so you're going to do multiples of 2 plus 1. Okay, so I'm going to do 11 because I'm only going to make a little swatch. So this is probably not going to be a really long video, but it'll be informative enough for you to be able to do this particular stitch. Okay, so I'm going to do chain, pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so in this one, after doing 11, okay, I'm going to do it different this time so that you guys can see how to do it. Instead of doing it in the spine like I normally do, I'm going to do it like this. Okay, so you're going to skip the first 2 chains from the hook. So count them, 1, 2. So this is your third chain from the hook. Okay, you're going to go into this top loop right here, and you're going to make a single crochet. So insert your hook, pull up a loop. Now you have 2 loops on your chain, and single crochet, pull up a loop, and there's your single crochet. Okay, then you're going to yarn over, and then in your next loop, your next stitch, you're going to pull up that, or go in that stitch, and you're going to make a double crochet. So you pull up a loop, okay, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, now in this case, the chain 2 that we skipped over here does count as a stitch, just in for this particular one. That chain 2 does count. Okay, the next stitch in the next stitch, which is this next loop, you're going to single crochet again. Okay? Oops. And in the next one, you're going to double crochet again. So in the next loop here, double crochet. Okay? So you're going to single crochet and double crochet all the way across till you get to your last stitch, and you should end with a double crochet in the stitch before the last stitch. So we're going to single crochet here, and then yarn over and double crochet in the next stitch, okay, then single crochet in the next stitch, and then double crochet, and we have 2 stitches left. See that? 2 chains left. And then we're going to double crochet in the first of the last chain there. Oops. And then in the very last stitch, we're going to do what's called a half double crochet, which we did before, and you remember this. So you yarn over, put your hook in that last loop there. So you have 3 hooks on your, or 3 loops on your hook there. You pull up a loop, you still end up with 3. But instead of you're pulling through 2 and pulling through 2, you pull through all of them. And that's a half double crochet. So this is what your work looks like. So you can see where you have the chain 2 counts as a stitch here. So you have a single crochet, double, single, double, single, double, single, double, half double. Okay? So then, and this is very important because I know that some of you have gotten confused on how to turn your work. Okay? So tightening that back down, we're going to chain 2 again, or chain 1, excuse me, chain 1. Okay? See that? And then when you turn your work, you're not turning it this way. Okay? You're not turning it down that way. Okay? You're turning it this way so that you're working across the top of the stitches that you just made. That's what the top of the stitches look like. Okay? So you're working in the top, not the bottom, not the side, but the top. So you went from basically you were crocheting from right to left, and now you're at the end of the left, and now you need to turn this around so that you can crochet again right to left. Okay? You're not going on the side here. Don't turn it this way. Don't turn your work this way. Okay? Don't chain and turn this way. You end here. You end like this, so you need to just flip it this way. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to yarn over and half double crochet in that first space. Okay, and now we're going to follow the same pattern. And if you look at the top, you can kind of tell that you have bigger V's and then smaller V's and bigger V's and smaller V's. Okay, these bigger V's are double crochets. These smaller V's are your single crochets that you made from the previous row. If you look from this point of view, you can see it. Here's the big stitch. Here's the small stitch. Okay. So in every double crochet, you're going to single crochet. It's a single crochet, double crochet. That's it. So we're going to single crochet in that double crochet. Okay. Then we're going to double crochet in the single crochet. Okay. And then in the next stitch, it's single. And then double, which is a yarn over. Put it through your stitch there, pull up a loop. So you have 3 loops on your hook. And then you yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 again. Okay, that's a double crochet. Single crochet is just put your hook in the next chain, pull up a loop. You have 2 loops on your hook. Pull through both loops. Okay, now single crochet. We just ended on a single crochet, so we're going to double crochet again. And then single crochet. Okay, and then you see this, these 2, we're left with 2. Remember that original chain is going to be, ends up being a half double crochet. It does count. Okay, normally they don't count, but it does count. Now the single crochet we did over here doesn't count, but this one does because it's from the beginning chain. Okay, so now we're going to double crochet into this chain. And then remember, we're going to half double crochet into that chain. Okay, that chain right there. You can kind of see it right there. But I'm not even going to try to go into the chain part. I'm just going to go in the hole, around the whole chain. So half doubles, yarn over, and you're going to put your hook into that, in between that whole stitch there, which is not always easy to do. Sometimes you have to, but there you go. It's in there. And you can see, okay, it's in the whole hole. Okay, you're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And that is your moss stitch. So it gives it a little bit of texture, gives it something else that you're looking at. You can see, you can really start to recognize your stitches now. You know the single crochets have that V, right? Single crochets have that V. The double crochets don't have that V. Okay, see that? You see the single crochet, and the double crochets are in the middle. They don't really have that same V. Okay, and that's the moss stitch. So we'll do it one more time, maybe 2 more times. Like I said, this probably isn't going to be a long video. Okay, so chain 1. Remember, we went from that direction. Chain 1. Now you're going to turn your work so that it's going from left to right again. Or I'm sorry, from right to left again. Left to right if you're a left-handed person. Okay. And then we already made our chain. So we're going to half double crochet into that first stitch. Okay. And then our next stitch should be a double crochet, and you can see that it's a long stitch. So we're going to single crochet in the double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet in the next stitch, which is a single crochet. Okay, so basically you're just repeating single crochet, double crochet, single crochet in this stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in this stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, you see you have 3 stitches, 3 distinct stitches left. It's not as hard to see because now we have a stitch there instead of a chain space. Okay, and then single crochet here, double crochet in the next, and then half double crochet in that last stitch. Okay, half double crochet. Can you see the little pattern now? It's kind of cool once it gets started. I like to use this pattern if I was doing a pattern for one of my washcloths. I would use I believe 25 chains across the bottom, and then do another and then do it back and forth for I believe it's 18 or 19 rows, and that will make you a nice approximately 7 by 7, depending on the gauge of your yarn or the gauge of your stitch, how loosely or how tightly. I tend to be pretty tight, so because I like my stitches to be uniform, and sometimes when you do it loose, they're not very uniform. And I use a size H hook to do that. So this is the moss stitch. It's a soft moss stitch. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something today. Then you can go play with it. Again, we're only using 3 stitches. We're using the single crochet, the half double crochet, and the double crochet to make this pattern. Okay, there are more patterns that aren't as, this is a tight woven pattern. It's a tight weave. There are some loose weave patterns, but because you guys are just beginners and I was just starting you out, and we already previously covered these particular stitches, I wanted to show you how when you put them together, you can create really nice patterns. Okay, so this is how that looks. This is how the back of it looks. This is the front. Whoops. Or they call the right side. This will be the right side because this is where we started. Okay, and you can see your stitches pretty easily down here. And then if you look in the back, these are the backs of the stitches. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this. This video will be uploaded to my YouTube channel in a few hours. Okay? Have a great Sunday. Talk to you guys later.